Have you ever had a gut feeling that turned out to be right, but you had talked yourself out of it because it just didn't make sense to you at the time? Or have you ever felt your chest tighten and your stomach drop before your mind even knows why? This is actually your biology working with your intuition to guide you. And in this video, I'll show you how this is happening based on what science knows so far. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Julia, and I am a certified Dharma and spiritual life coach. And this channel is all about helping you reconnect with yourself, including your intuition, and deepening your self-love and bringing more purpose and inner peace into your everyday life. In this video, you'll learn how your body translates intuitive cues, why ignoring them keeps you stuck, and 2 science-backed ways to start quieting fear and mental static immediately and strengthen intuitive signals. This video is part 2 of my 5-part series on reconnecting with your intuition. So if you have not watched the first video, I have linked that in the description. I would highly recommend you watch that one first and then return to this one. Most people think that intuition lives in the mind. However, you can think of your body and your nervous system as antennas that receive intuitive signals. I will talk through a couple science-backed ideas supporting that intuition is more than just a woo-woo concept. There is a process that Harvard researchers call interoception, or the body's sixth sense, which is essentially the constant conversation between your organs and your brain about how you are doing inside. For example, interoception perceives internal signals from your gut to understand whether you are hungry. Research also links stronger interoceptive awareness with clearer emotions and even better decision-making. Your heart also plays a big role. Studies from the Heart Math Institute show that when your heart rhythm is coherent, meaning you are calm, regulated, and emotionally aligned, the heart's signals help your brain think more clearly when it communicates to the brain, or the amygdala, for example, which is a part of your brain that is responsible for processing fear. Thus, with more coherence, you can receive intuitive insights more easily. The last science-backed idea that I have for you today is the somatic marker hypothesis. This hypothesis you can see as a framework that explains how your body stores emotional memories and flags them in real time, guiding you back before your rational mind can even explain why. The founder of this hypothesis found that these physical sensations, like a twist in your gut or a sense of calm in your body, are your brain's shortcut for decision making, built from past emotional experiences that help indicate what is right or wrong for you. I'm sure that you have heard someone say, "I don't know, that just felt right to me." Well, this hypothesis helps explain why. As I highlighted in the first video, modern society trains us to tune out our intuition. We're taught to prioritize logic and predictability, which leaves most of us endlessly analyzing, planning, and trying to be productive. Meanwhile, many of us find ourselves in at least a low-grade fight or flight state on a consistent basis, since we are actually living out of alignment. And when that happens, intuitive signals can't get through the mental static. All of the research that I mentioned show that truly understanding ourselves, including our intuition, relies on a regulated nervous system. When you are anxious or disconnected, those somatic markers blur together and you can't distinguish between what's intuition and what's fear. Because our brains are wired for survival, we automatically trust fear-based thoughts more, and that's what keeps us stuck and second guessing ourselves, procrastinating on what we know we actually want deep down, or repeating situations that feel familiar even when they're not right for the current version of ourselves. Your intuitive channel is not broken, it's simply a bit jammed. That brings us to the two incredibly simple steps that I have for you to tune into your body, clear the mental static, and start hearing the messages that your intuition has for you. For step one, we will ground into our bodies and breathe into our heart. To get started, place a hand on your heart and exhale like so. And take a deep breath in. As you inhale, imagine the air filling your heart, with your heart expanding as you do so. And as you exhale, imagine your heart slowly deflating as the air leaves the heart. Do this 5 to 10 times, whatever feels right for you today. Feel free to pause if you need more time. Now I invite you to ask yourself, what do I need right now? This simple drop-in activates the vagus nerve, which is your body's calm switch, and it restores interoceptive clarity and creates heart-brain coherence. I encourage you to write down whatever arises or voice note it to strengthen the link between intuition and action. Even if you're skeptical at first, write it down and track what comes of these responses as you do this exercise multiple times. You can track it in a journal or a note on your phone. It's likely that you will start to notice patterns and responses. Check out my body, heart, and intuition meditation, which I'll link on the screen at the end for an extended example for how to tune in. Step two is really an added layer to the first step. And this is to notice the difference between messages from trauma or fear versus intuition. So let me share how to distinguish between fear-based messages versus intuition. Trauma or fear-based messages will feel loud, urgent, and often emotionally charged, often tied to a past story. To me, it also feels heavier and more constrictive in my body when I'm having these fear-based thoughts. Intuition, it feels calm, present, quietly certain, and rarely needs justification. Physically, I feel lighter and expansive, and sometimes almost as if my body has just taken a sigh of relief. In one of the following videos in this series, I will dive deeper into the 4 main ways that intuition can speak to us. But it's a very individual thing. So if feeling your intuition doesn't resonate, then you'll want to hear the others that might be the main way that your intuition speaks to you. Trust that you understand by now that intuition isn't just some mystical download from a higher power. It's also your biology, your emotions, and the constant feedback loop guiding you toward safety, growth, and authenticity. Science is still uncovering exactly how intuition works, as none of the research I mentioned tells us exactly what intuition is. Our understanding of consciousness and intuition is still evolving, so trust whatever feels true for you. In the next video, we'll explore how trusting those intuitive nudges becomes an imperative act of self-love. Also, how to repair that relationship when you've spent so long doubting that voice. And in the fourth video, so you know what to look forward to, we'll discuss the 4 personalized ways based on your intuition style that your intuition is speaking to you. If you're interested in checking out my other videos, I have that body heart intuition meditation video for you right here. And here is another one that you might be interested in. And I just want to say before we go how much I appreciate you being here, and especially if you have watched until the end. And if you feel so inclined, subscribe for more on intuition, spirituality, and self-love.